Yeah, we can probably have the window back now.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Thank you. Does that sound a little quick, Abby?
It could get away with being slower.
Sorry?
It could get away with being slower.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Anyway, we have the effect that we were looking for. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. Today is good. This is the college.
Excellent.
So not remotely the same kind of scale as the Granada Clapham Junction.
No, it was 2,000 odd seats, wasn't it?
It's a lovely little auditorium.
Intimate,
Nice,
intimate. Yes, very nice.
Consider a college auditorium. Let's make our way onto the stage. So here she is.
Yes.
And there's a few changes.
Well, it's been 42 years since I played it, so yeah. I saw a job advertised in East London playing in a bingo hall, and I thought, well, I'm a church organist, I'd be able to do that. When I got there, the bingo hall had been a cinema and had a very old Wurlitzer, a 1927 Wurlitzer.
But what I have in here is terribly important, because I've got my organ shoes.
Oh, yes.
And I can't travel without those, because without the right shoes, I'm afraid that my walking shoes aren't very appropriate for this. I was lucky because I grew up in Britain when at 10 o'clock every morning on the radio, the BBC Light programme, we had a half an hour of theatre organ music.
Oh, I love the little descriptive diagrams
it's
down
great,
here.
isn't it?
No, is that school children? We had 3 cinemas, but none of them had any organs in. However, as a young boy, my father told me of various cinema organs that he'd seen as a younger man himself.
Hello, darling. How are you? It's been a long time.
I heard this organ come out the pit and rise, and I just went, "Oh, got me. That's it. I'm yours forever." I heard it in the hands of one of my very good colleagues and most esteemed organist, Mr. John Mann.
Hello, I'm John Mann, and I'm the oldest one here. Well, what have I done? Oh, that's a good one. Now then, let's see if we can find something to go on there. I was taken along to hear the organ, and they invited me to have a go. I was only a youngster. I would have been 17.
It's got a soul of its own, this organ, and having heard various people play it, you know, every organist has got a totally different sound. Excellent. Can I try it?
Yeah, please do. Please do.
This is one of a group of what we call the Mark II Wurlitzers that were installed in Granada cinemas later in the 1930s. And of all of these, the Clapham Junction one was the best.
It immediately struck me as being a very, very rhythmical organ, whereas many organs were, shall we say, romantic and gentle instruments. This was established to break that mould and to be more rhythmical, more punchy, more dynamic. Where else can you get response like this, you know? 80 years old.
It gives back what you give to it. It comes at you.
Granada was started by two brothers, the Bernstein brothers, Cecil and Sidney Bernstein. They inherited, I think, from their father, a small chain of cinemas in East London. Clapham had the most atmosphere. Somehow you just walked into the foyer at Clapham and you felt at home.
They were very flamboyant, Moorish sort of places. The styling of Granada was reflected inside the architecture of the building. It was a luxury theatre.
There were a labyrinth of corridors under the stage. To get to the organ at Clapham Junction, there was a staircase down on the right side of the stage. It was quite a squeeze, and then up a few steps on into the lift and onto the organ.
Then suddenly this lovely sound of this organ, and you saw it rising up on the lift in the spotlight.
And you come up with a roar from the organ, sort of gradually ascend. Yeah, it's a wonderful feeling, that. Beautiful. Clapham was a very special organ. It was very different to all the others on the Granada circuit. The building was special, the organ was special.
It was the organ felt alive, but it was, as I say, it was a combination of this model in Clapham Junction building that made it have this rhythmic bounce, and every organist wanted to play Clapham Junction.
Everybody, I think, was very, very sad to hear the theatre was closing and the organ was going. But this was happening quite a lot at that time.
The instruments, there were hundreds of them, taken out the back of the theatre and set light to. Fire, woof, gone.
I was involved with my father in the actual removal of several of these organs. Not in this particular one. We took out because Granada just wanted the space for other things.
But there were some people who saved them. They're in homes, tin sheds, really, places like this. So it's just wonderful to see them preserved.
The fact that it was going to Switzerland, probably there was a question of will it ever play again? And I think that probably comes up with all organs, will it ever play again? As soon as we heard that it was coming to an educational building, I think everybody was delighted, you know.
Oh, it's lovely. Oh, it wails, doesn't it?
It's got a nice...
It's there, isn't it?
It's, yes.
I mean, it was quite emotional for me, because to play this organ after so many years of absence and then to come back, but to hear this very special Clapham sound.
That's the sound. The basic heart and the sound of the organ is the same. It's the same pipes.
It's the same pipe work, it's the same...
Nothing has been spoilt.
I mean, the acoustics are totally different, but the sound the sound that the pipes make is
The same. It's the same, yeah.
It's all there, isn't it? It's, right
Oh,
in your
yes,
face, isn't
yes,
it?
yes. It's very close.
I could have been blindfolded and you could have sat me down at that organ and I would have known immediately that was Clapham Junction.
If I went in there without knowing where it had come from, I would know it was the Clapham organ.
It's like coming home, I suppose.
Okay, Abby. F sharp. Yep. 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 Okay. 16-foot diaphone, 8-foot gamba or cello.
I try and think like an orchestra. I try and think of the layout of an orchestra. The strings, the woodwind, the brass, the percussion, the bass. Exactly as you would see an orchestra laid out.
These are the strings, like the string section, you know? And these are the nice little flutes, you know. The red ones are the brass section. And this particular organ has some of the brightest brass sounds that you could get from any sort of organ. This one here is a nice round sound. And this one is rather spiky. And the two together with some couplers.
The organ can be all things to all people, and it's purely down to your interpretation of how you would like to play it.
Right, well, I'm going to leave those, well, we'll put 6 as just the tuba and the tibia just to start with. I'll probably alter that around. So, let's see how this works. If you listen to Len, if you listen to John, if you listen to me, we all have our own approach to the Wurlitzer. We call each other the Three Musketeers, and it's nice that the Three Musketeers will be performing over the course of this week.
to get people started on saying, well, what shall I register the organ with? I say, well, don't register your theatre organ with the diapason sound, because the diapason sound is the church organ sound. So, why start to try and play a popular tune, you know? Start with the tibia sound, with the tremulant, and then sing it. And then when you want to change, either change the pitch of the tibia, and sing. Or add some flavouring.
What?
Has the return fallen off somewhere?
That is weird. Oh. Fix it? No, I can't have fixed it. Now one of these is really loose. Yeah, it's that one. So we have a key relay, one wire from each note goes to each stop for that manual. But you see all these loops? It's a really bad idea. Every time you move one, if you've got neighbours touching it, you get a crossover between the notes. So you know the tibia and tuba that are playing together on that G sharp? Well, the reason they're playing together on that G sharp is on a solo key relay, the two wires are touching. I want to make them make friends again. Come on. Okay. It's mostly working pretty well from the console.
It's a question of using the right rows of pipes for creating the melody sound, and then the right contrasting or quieter sounds for using the accompaniment. And normally we tend to play with our right hand for the melody, and normally a harmony comes from here, with the rhythm and the bass line coming from the feet. And the question of balancing the sound of the melody and the accompaniment and the pedals is very important. Otherwise it can sound a mess. Jesse Crawford heard a Mormon choir, and he heard the effect of them gliding between notes, and he thought, hey, this is good. So he previously heard a tune being played, shall we say, like this. It was okay. But he heard the choir. In his head, he came back and he could hear the choir doing something. And then he developed it. He said, well, if this goes up, then the harmony could go up in the same way. Now, as opposed to. And the best way is to sing the words. I love you. Yeah.
The most important thing I would say is the cohesiveness of the pipework and the regulation of the tremulants.
If you get the tremulants working well, then the rest of the organ falls into place.
Tremulant off, please.
The tremulants here that make the sound sing. They always sounded good on this organ.
If the tremulants are regulated correctly and the speed of them is within an accepted range of human vibrato. When you listen to an opera singer, they actually completely change pitch.
Okay, try that. Okay, hang on.
The Americans tend to like the tremulants slower, and in Britain we tended to have our tremulants slightly faster. Now I remember the great American organist George Wright, who came over to England to do a concert at the State Cinema Kilburn, and George turned to the audience and said, "Why do you British have your tremulants so fast?" And Len worked in the chambers on that particular organ in advance of George's concert and altered the tremulant speed to George's taste, and it was a different organ.
Okay, have we tried that? Okay, have another go.
You can adjust the balance by using these pedals. This one increases the sounds of the left-hand chamber, and this one will increase the right sound.
And open. And close. And open. And close.
The Wurlitzer swell pedals work very well indeed, don't they? They'll shut down to nothing. So a very loud sound you can take down to a whisper. They're wonderful.
There is one sound in an organ which is like shut away, and then there's another which is open. So even a big sound, as if I open the pedals, it'll be too much.
And close. And open.
I will look at the film once or twice and work out what would be good for the heroines, what would be good for the love theme, what would be good for the chase and all that. I improvise around those sort of themes. You can suddenly change for dramatic effect. So, you know, when the baddie comes in, you that slight pause and then... You get people's emotions going if you're doing it well. And of course, if you're doing it well, the people don't know they're listening to it. If you're drawing attention to yourself, then you've probably lost the game because they're not looking at the film.
Well, the percussion would be thought of literally as a question mark or an exclamation mark to make a musical point. We have various sounds we can produce. We have for the train.
As far as percussions go, obviously pointing silent movies is straightforward. If a car appears, you can, if you want, press the klaxon horn, the train whistle, whatever. Tambourines and castanets you use for the Spanish things, snare drums and bass drums for military scenes. You can use them all.
I take my music quite seriously because I get very carried away with the organ, and I hope that people will follow me and be carried away as well. But John will make them laugh. John is a brilliant organist and also an all-round entertainer.
It wasn't the organ that they were listening to. It was my plaisanterie anglais.
Vous voulez vu ma entrechat?
You may think it's a concert. For us, it's a party.
Unfortunately, in the UK, the audiences tend to be 60 years old plus, and they are dwindling.
Youngsters have so many demands on their time, learning about life in general from a variety of other interests. If we have young people come to hear the organ, as soon as they hear it, they're fascinated by it.
There are some wonderful young organists out there, and they are being coached and looked after, and they are going to take it on when people of my age are no longer able to play.
We've got some great young players coming up. I mean, I'm getting to the end of my career, but it's nice to think there are some great players, young people coming up who are going to continue the theatre organ.